So tell me about your perspective on the music business today, where you see it, what you've, have you had management? Have you had people in your life that you've given them a percentage, or how does that even work? I don't know. Like, just tell me about that.
For me, I've had management before. Like I said, my first manager was Bird, Anthony Anderson, and he approached it in a way like he could go, and he was from New York City, so he was taking all his stuff to Harlem, and Harlem's an interesting situation because everybody in Harlem's rap, everybody's good, right? And so you're bringing this kid from the South, he's got a different sound. It really wasn't the vibe, so he stopped doing that. We went to Atlanta, and it was at that point in time in my life, I had potential, but not so much to where it would be like somebody give me a chance. Yeah. Right. So so that was the first roadblock that I hit.
So the gatekeeper wouldn't let you pass the gate.
Right. I met with Universal in 2007.
Yeah.
In Atlanta. And the guy flat out was like, you got something, but my quality wasn't there. Wasn't there. He's like, you got talent, but it's not. You gotta keep molding this thing. Yeah. You gotta keep molding, because once you can get it crisp, then you might have a shot.
When was this? What year was this?
That was 2007. Gotcha. And so that was like my first kind of roadblock. It knocked me down a little bit. Well, it was good. You got to get humbled, right?
Yeah.
So I got humbled, but then I lost focus, to be honest. Yeah. I came out of college, then came back to Virginia at the time, and then I lost touch with music until 2010.
Right.
So that was a roadblock. That's probably another struggle that I have, that I've seen, and I tell other artists, once you get your mindset, go ahead and keep going, because if you lose focus, you lose traction, and then it's gone. Yeah. Music, because it's too many people that do it. It's too many people that is in this thing.
Feels like if you're not taking a step forward, then you're going to be just going back.
Yeah. Or you got to find another way to get in the game, especially artist-wise. And that's what I honestly felt that way. I was like, artist thing might be, that might be done, maybe approach it from another way. So that's really how the all day, every day came up, because I was like, well, okay, there's other people there was younger people that was coming up that have talent in this area.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, maybe if they would want to work with me, if they feel like I'm somebody they want to work with, then they could come to the lab and let's put something together. And I had a lot of talented guys from this area come through. I mean, it was a lot.
Yeah.
Like I told you, over 200 songs, over 15 artists.
Yeah.
From here.
That's a lot of work. I mean, that's a lot of work. We need that word to spread further than just the New River Valley, though, too. Like,
I mean, I'd like that. I've worked with some guys out of Roanoke City, which is another place that's like a hotbed for musicians that are underappreciated.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people from here to Roanoke City that have major talent.
Yeah.
And I think it would be nice if some people, as we work together, sometimes you can't really get everybody together because everybody don't have the same agenda.
Yeah.
Which it just is what it is. You don't have that. But if you can find a few like minds together, some people have been able to get up out of here and really do some good things.
Yeah. And the disappointing thing for me is that's the narrative of the story is you got to leave this area to be able to achieve your goals in the entertainment world, specific to music, to specific to theater, specific to any of that. What I would love to do is create the formula that would allow you to understand how to do it and not have to uproot your family and move to LA or Philadelphia or Atlanta. Like that's my goal within like your knowledge and my drive and like my advertising and like I know where the attention is type thing.
Yeah.
Like the way I wanted to influence you, and I think I have this past week, is like we're talking about how are you going to get your word out? How are you going to get a following?
Yeah.
How are you going to actually achieve some fame? Because it's actually a requirement.
Yeah.
It's actually a requirement for people to know who Jason Diggs is for at a large scale, to actually get somebody to use your producing talents to create the music that's going to get to the world.
Yeah.
Right. So even you as an artist.
Uh-oh, that's me.
No problem. Hey, even you as an artist, if you are in your day-to-day job and you got the phone up, because you can't drive, you got to be hands-free, right?
Yeah.
But you cut the video on and you got your music playing and you sing your own music and then you post it to TikTok, like a minute clip of you singing or rapping Glass Ceilings, and you post that to TikTok and you start getting following there, that'll drive them to YouTube, that'll drive them to the other platforms, to Spotify. That's going to help. Like, these strategies is what everybody needs.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
For anybody not in the arenas of attention, wanting to do what you do, I just want to influence you to take action and do those things.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's the next level for you.
Yeah.
So I've got this studio, I'm doing this thing. I want you to find a way to take advantage of that. So if you come in here once a month and you got somebody you want to talk to, like I'm talking to you, I'd have to talk to these guys, but maybe I'm behind there running the show,
Right.
And let you have a platform to further get your word out into the world and put people in the right places that you want them, because it's all an attention game.
It's definitely a formula to it. It's definitely a formula. Yeah. If you listen to any of the guys who are industry leaders right now, that's why I was laughing when you told me TikToks came up multiple times, and it's just because the quickness of it. The streams happen so fast. Just the attention happens so fast on TikTok, especially if something sticks.
The reach is so free though.
Yeah.
Like, there's no social media platform that will get you the organic reach without paying for it.
Right.
It's the new frontier of getting people that would have never known who you were.
That's right.
To actually get to know you.
Yeah, that's different. That changes the game. That's different from like and SoundCloud and things of that nature.
Me and you both know that talent is not the only determination of success.
No, not at all.
So the person that gets the most attention, that also shows up with the most skill, is going to win the majority of the time.
Absolutely.
But if you only get attention, you can still win.
That's right.
More so than, in this genre, in my opinion. I mean, I could be wrong, but it feels like to me that the more attention you get as an artist, the more opportunities you would get.
Well, see, and that's been my struggle a lot, because I didn't never want to seem gimmicky.
Yeah. You can't be ashamed of people loving you and like wanting more of you, and the goal is for people to want your perspective. You're putting the perspective out in the world, but if nobody's hearing it, you got to get people to hear it.
Yeah.
It's valuable.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that I'm proud of you, and it's valuable. So like, let's go do this thing and like blow you up, because the world needs to know what you got.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's probably been the biggest. I had, after Bird, I left. So the album that I put out, Live, Love, Lust, was in 2015.
Yeah. That was the album release party you had in Roanoke, right?
Yeah. So, I put some effort into that particular situation. Shout out to Crystal Hubbard, because that was my manager at that time. And she showed me a different way of really attacking it. And really, she kept my foot on the gas with that project.
Yeah. She's a nice lady.
Had it not been for her, I probably would have dragged my feet along, because if there's a struggle, I will drag my feet on some music, because I guess as a musician, sometimes you get self-conscious. You may not think that it's all the way right. You may not think that it's all the way together.
Yeah.
And I've talked to many musicians who feel the same way, especially when they are doing their own craft, like it's just them. Mostly,
So you got the beat, and you're a part of the whole production. There's nobody else involved, and you're going to be your worst critic.
Right. So you need somebody else to really, hey, it's good enough.
Yeah.
Get out of your head, and it's good enough. And so she did that, and she helped me really. It changed how I did. It changed how I do production now. I don't ponder on it so much. I let it go. When it feels good, I go ahead and say, okay, it's done.
Right.
Now, this latest project, where Glass Ceilings is coming from, I call the project 1 out of 3. And so the perspective comes from, there's a statistic, and it probably fluctuates, but they were saying, 1 out of 3 African American male experience, incarceration, and that's crazy, right? 1 out of 3, that's crazy. You're talking about in the United States, that's a staggering fact.
Oh, that's I mean, I've heard it's 1 in 9, but even at 1 in 9, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, So there was some clips that I saw, and like I said, the number it may have changed.
Either way, it's way too many.
But I took my perspective, because even myself, as somebody who I come from good home, good parents, still had struggles, still had a lot of misdemeanors that I had. I gotta, I remember filling out job interviews, and I got a master's in business. I'm an educated black man.
Yeah.
I have a lot of credentials towards even the scholastic side and then the business side.
Yeah.
And I got to explain 3 misdemeanors from college.
Yeah.
Over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I got to explain it. And so it's some of the things that, and I'm sure, I know I'm not the only person that got to explain it, but it's just my perspective of navigating through life in that way.
Yeah.
Because for me, that navigation is different than for some others. Growing up, you get taught you got one knock against you already.
Yeah.
You a black boy.
Yeah.
So you don't want the second knock to be, well, you got 3 misdemeanors,
right?
Or you got a felony, or you don't want the second strike, the next bag is, then that take you out of, it takes you out of position too easily in today's world.
Yeah.
So it's just it's one of those things that I'm able to express a lot of, and it's not political, necessarily. It's my story, more so.
But so in that struggle, in those mistakes, look at where that pressure navigated you to.
Yeah.
Would you still be an employee of the town of Christiansburg today if that didn't happen? Right. Or would you be the owner of your own business?
Right.
So like you can't, the victim mentality of it all is, I want to make that aware to people too. Like, God has this plan mapped out, right?
Yeah.
So if you believe that, then you know that life's not over with these things.
That's
it's
right.
just putting you on a different path to righteous, to what your actual end game's going to be.
That's right.
So like you would have gotten comfortable collecting that Christiansburg town check, and you wouldn't be in this spot.
That's right. I mean, I think sometimes pressure make diamonds.
Yep.
So in my particular instance, I had to start over twice in life. I got to start over from a job that I had, and then I lost a job, got a job, lost a job, and I was like, whoa, hold up, time out. I know it's a different way that we can go about this. This is silly.
Yep.
I'm going about. I don't ever want to feel like I'm putting myself in a position where I'm out here begging for a job. I'm sitting down with you. I know I'm qualified for a position. You want me to jump hoops and explain silliness. I don't feel like I'm in a position now I don't got to do that.
Yeah.
And you can't afford me.
Right.
So I feel like those failures, though, you smack your head on the concrete, music saved me in those situations in a way that, so that's how Lounge Effect was created.